Now at 4, a man is entering a not guilty plea after a shooting at a popular Fishers bar. Our Samantha Johnson tells us what happened in court today.
And we're sitting in between two storm systems, awaiting another round of some snow that's set to arrive during the second half of the weekend. We'll talk about this Clipper system and how much more snow we could see.
So close to kickoff, we are hyped for the Big Ten Championship downtown Indianapolis tomorrow. Everything you need to know ahead of all the action. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News.
Welcome in here to 13 News at 4. Ann is in for Dustin, Lindsay is in for Rob, and of course we are tracking these cool temperatures, lots of snow in the busy weekend.
Yeah, kind of a patchy snow that's kind of forecasted over the next couple of days. So you got a lot in the recipe, don't you?
And we got a lot of people in town. If they're not already in town, they're headed in for the Big Ten Championship. We've got a lot here in downtown Indianapolis, and of course the Yuletide season bringing everyone into central Indiana. So let's talk about where the snow is and when it could potentially impact your travel plans. First, we'll start up at 116th Street. This is up in the Carmel area where that intersects with US 31. And after a pretty brutal start to the morning, we set several low temperature records across the northern tier of the state. We had a couple cities drop below zero for the actual air temperature. We've recovered nicely, albeit still a below average day overall, but the sunshine has certainly looked and felt nice. If you're coming downtown, we've got a lot going on. We will start with that Big Ten Fan Fest. It started about an hour ago down at the Convention Center, and this is going to run through 9 o'clock tonight. Think through the remainder of your Friday evening. We're going to be dry. We will eventually see some clouds building in, which will actually help keep temperatures elevated a little bit overnight tonight as compared to what we woke up to this morning. And then as we get you into the overnight, temperatures are actually going to rise with a combination of the increased clouds, a southwest wind. Most of us are going to be right there near that 30-degree mark as we get our Saturday started. With that being said, though, we're really not going to see much of a warming trend, again, because of that cloud cover that we're going to likely have stick around for most of the day on Saturday. We'll pick up future track here around noon. Notice this weak boundary that's going to move through. That could spark perhaps a stray snow shower. Again, really nothing of significance on Saturday. It's as we get into Sunday that Clipper system arrives. Could bring some light snow accumulations. Coming up, we'll talk more about the timeline of that and how you can move perhaps your travel plans around a bit because of it.
All right, Lindsay, thank you so much. And we know it's colder than usual. That's why the Office of Public Health and Safety is activating its men's overnight shelter. So that shelter is at West Morris Church, opens up at 6 p.m. It'll be open from that time to 8 the following morning. And 2 other city shelters are now open through March 31st, regardless of weather conditions. That's a family and single women's shelter on North Tibbs, and then a men's shelter at the Assessment and Intervention Center. Now in the courtroom, less than 2 hours ago, the man charged in a deadly shooting inside a Fishers bar made his first appearance in court.
So the suspect in the case is McLean Mert. He's accused of shooting and killing 30-year-old Justin Burton inside the Britton Tavern early on Monday morning. Today, Samantha Johnson spent the day in Hamilton County for that court hearing. Sam.
The deadly shooting all over a stolen vape. That's according to new court documents. McLean Mert allegedly told police, quote, "I don't know why people have to steal so outcomes don't have to result like this." Mert is now charged with armed robbery and the murder of Justin Burton. Inside Hamilton County Court, 31-year-old McLean Mert facing a judge for the first time Friday afternoon. Our cameras were not allowed inside as the court entered a not guilty plea on his behalf. According to police, Mert thought Burton stole his friend's vape inside the tavern Monday morning. When Mert, who was in a wheelchair, confronted Burton, Mert says he was pushed and tipped over. That's when he admitted to police he shot Burton, saying, quote, "I didn't even aim. I just knew the direction and pulled and only shot once." Burton died. He was 30 years old. Interim Hamilton County Prosecutor Josh Coker.
We want Hamilton County is one of the safest, if not the safest place to be, and we plan on keeping it that way, and we have zero tolerance for this sort of behavior.
Mert is being held in the Hamilton County Jail without bond. He's due back in court in March. In Hamilton County, Samantha Johnson, 13 News.
According to Burton's friends, Burton was at the bar just hours after celebrating his 30th birthday. Now they have started a GoFundMe to support his family.
Demonstrators at the State House today rallying in favor of redistricting, and it comes as the Indiana House passed a bill to redraw Indiana's congressional districts.
The bill now moves on to the Senate, where it faces more opposition. So we saw that new map of the state's congressional districts earlier this week. It carves Marion County into 4 unique congressional districts.
This new bill passed 57 to 41. 11 Republicans joined with 30 Democrats voting against the bill. We know 2 reps were they were excused from voting.
So now we look ahead to a looming battle in the Senate.
And we've just learned Indianapolis will host next year's HBCU All-Star Game experience. City leaders held a press conference today announcing that it all starts April 2nd, and the game itself will tip off at the Indiana State Fairgrounds Sunday, April 5th. It's going to feature 24 of the nation's top HBCU basketball players from schools like Tennessee State, Hampton, and North Carolina A&T, which is my school. So we heard from Travis Williams, HBCU All-Stars LLC founder and CEO, on why this is such an important event.
It's important to show the world that HBCUs matter during college basketball biggest weekend. And to not only show that we belong here in a space like this. We belong and show the excellence, what we're capable of doing. Folks ask me all the time, why? Because we don't get the exposure. We don't get the access. We don't get the recognition. We don't get the opportunity. We don't get the resources. So we don't get the results sometimes. But a bit of this magnitude will.
There will be an NBA Pro Day Combine, among with other events, when this all hits the Circle City.
The blue and gold on the row, back on the court tonight. They're in Chicago for the game tonight. And if you'd like to watch the showdown with the Bulls, you can do so free of charge over on our sister station, MeTV. Remember, there's a time change, so if you tune in, that tip-off tonight is at 8 o'clock.
Hey, Lindsay.
Alrighty, yeah, we've got a pretty good setup tonight into Saturday, but all eyes are on this Clipper system that's set to move in early Sunday morning. This will bring a combination of snow, a wintry mix, and rain to the south. Coming up, we'll get you updated on the latest timeline and totals in the full forecast.
The CDC has some new vaccine recommendations surrounding your baby's health, what they're now suggesting for the Hep B vaccine.
Today, neighboring businesses have been coming and leaving flowers, a vigil of sorts outside Josephine's clothing store in honor of the 68-year-old woman, Terry Hetty, who was shot and killed while working here Thursday night. Police say it happened around 6:45 and it was a robbery gone wrong. I just talked to one neighboring business who calls this a senseless tragedy.
But she was such a nice lady. Like, she's the kind of person that would give you shirt off her back and give you anything you needed, you know, that kind of thing. Help people out when they need it. That's just who she was. And for this to happen to her, it's just terrible. Just terrible.
Josephine's will remain closed indefinitely. They say Terry's vibrant spirit will remain forever in their hearts.